I always like to start with what the Federal Reserve's take on the economy is. I tell people there's an obsession with presidents, but the Federal Reserve is much more important. So let's spend a few minutes on what the paper pushers at the Fed are saying. So this dude, Ian Shepherdson, is the chairman and chief economist at Pantheon Macroeconomics. And what he's saying is that the May job numbers really kill off any chance of the Fed cutting rates in July. The Fed is meeting next week, by the way. And our base case remains that a run of much weaker print is coming. Now, remember, this guy said this in June, right? When he said it in June, people were laughing at him, right? Because what he said is that there will be a September easing, meaning the Fed will cut rates in September. And now what he's saying is we are looking for 125 basis points of easing this year. You know what that means? 1.25%. That means 5 quarter-point cuts. That's what this dude is saying. But in June, the people that were laughing at him about a September cut, today, Wall Street says that there's a 97% chance of a rate cut in September. That's why I listen to this guy. I think he may be a little bullish on 5 rate cuts this year, but not more a bit bullish than many people think. All right, so here's the dot plot. Keep in mind that the Fed is themselves predicting that insurance will fall to about 2% right here. See this? About 2% by 2026. And I can tell you that the Fed's track record of predictions is pretty awful, but I want you to keep in mind that their inflation predictions are a self-fulfilling prophecy, because if inflation doesn't come down, they basically raise rates or keep them higher for much longer until it eventually comes down. So in a way, they achieve their number by simply manipulating the liquidity in the marketplace. So they have a fantastic track record since World War II of getting inflation down to 2%. So it's very, very important that you should understand that they are in a position to take corrective action until it drops to that level. But usually the Fed ends up putting us in a recession when they do that. So they're great at dropping inflation, awful at preventing a recession while they do it. But at this point, the Fed is actually very bullish, which is a change for them because they've projected that 2024 GDP growth for the US, and this is a very recent forecast from about a month ago, could be as high as 2.1%. They actually bumped this number up from 1.4% at the beginning of the year. So they have a growing level of confidence that we are likely to avoid a recession despite such high interest rates.